Welcome to the, what's my channel name? Wayward Widow. Feels like it's been a year since I've been here, but it hasn't been. It's been 2 days or something. I'm not feeling well, physically or emotionally. I got the card for the day. It is not joy that makes us grateful, but it is gratitude that makes us joyful. And the action is, write down what you're grateful for every day. Express your gratitude to the people involved. They need to hear it too. So there's our card for the day. I just got flowers delivered for Mother's Day. I'm grateful. So I'll let the person who sent them know that I am very grateful. Very surprised, very grateful, really sweet. I got one of these diamond kits from the Dollar Tree. Of course I had to get a turtle. I've never done one of these before. And it came with the little container you put the stones in, and it came with the thing you push the diamonds on, and the little clay stuff. Has anybody done these? Is it pretty easy? They give you directions. I mean, it seems pretty easy. And then here's my stones, all the packets of stones. It looks like an awful lot of stones and not much of the glue stuff. But I guess you don't need a lot of glue stuff, so I'll let you know how that's going. I'm working on my first picture in my coloring book that Stacy gave me, and I have it almost done. That picture, I picked the first picture, and there's so much to the picture. There's so many leaves, there's so many flowers. I'm working my way through it. I'm almost done. Stacy, I'll show you when it's done. I also picked up a turtle, little turtle kids, I guess it's like a kid's bracelet, at the Dollar Tree also. It's funny, I'm seeing things like, things that are at the Dollar Tree are also showing up at like Dollar Generals and on Shein and on Temu. And it's like, I guess there's this big conglomeration and they send stuff out to different areas. I don't know. Yesterday, I went to the corner store and I bought, let's see, what am I wearing today? I'm wearing a turtle. And I'm wearing a cross. On TikTok, I think I said this in a video, but I might have deleted the video. I'm not sure, because I delete a lot of videos. But on TikTok, all the rave is castor oil on your skin, on your neck, in the T-zone area here where we frown. For me, the whole wrinkle thing is in my neck, this area in here. And so I spent $2.99 on this bottle of castor oil at the corner store, which at Walmart it'll be much cheaper. But I just happen to only be at the corner store. And Dollar Tree does not have castor oil. At least not mine, at least not that one. Anyway, so for the past 2 days, I've taken a cotton ball and put a little bit of castor oil in this area here where all the wrinkles seem to settle. Well, I'll let you know. Well, you'll be able to know because you can look at my neck and go, oh yeah, look, it's working, or no, poet, it's a bust. I'm sitting too low. There we go. That's a little better. I've got my coffee. I was starting to fall asleep and it's only 3 o'clock. I'm falling asleep like 8 o'clock at night. And sometimes then I'm awake through the night, like from 1 to 4 or something, and I go back to sleep. But last night I fell asleep around 8 o'clock, and I woke up a couple times for like a minute, but I stayed pretty much asleep until 4:30 or 4:45, and then I got up because I fixed my tea and stuff, and I knew the visiting. Did I say about the visiting nurse? I don't know what I've said already. If I said this, just know that she's probably getting early dementia. But I was supposed to have the visiting nurse today, just like on Tuesday I was supposed to have therapy, and my therapist got sick, so that was canceled. So the visiting nurse was supposed to come today. It's a freebie. She didn't show up. She didn't call, didn't text, didn't nothing, just nothing. And it was between 9 and noon, and they kept texting me prior, making sure I would be available, and then they don't show up. And so I finally called at 10 after 1 and said, hey, like, did you forget about me? And the woman I spoke with said, oh, it looks like there's not going to be a nurse available for you today. We'll have to reschedule you. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Nope, don't reschedule me. It is going to lose me a gift card, but c'est la vie. I don't like being treated like that. Like, if you can text me 100 times to tell me to be available, have the common courtesy to text me to let me know that something changed in the schedule and there's not a nurse available. Don't just leave me hanging. I think that's not good customer service. So I called Aetna and I talked to my case manager and I said, here's what happened. And she said, you know what? You're not the first person this has happened to, so I'm going to call over there and find out what exactly is going on. Like, what is the problem? So maybe I should not let pride or whatever get in my way, because there is a $50 gift card hanging in the balance that I would get if this visiting nurse shows up. So if they call me, I will reschedule, only because I'm thinking of the $50 gift card. I'm only thinking of me right now, because I could use that $50 for a whole lot of things, right? So I'm not feeling great. Physically, I feel so worn out, so drained. I am so drained. I'm like, everything feels like lead. And emotionally, I'm like 50-50. I spent yesterday, I cleaned out underneath the kitchen sink, took everything out, wiped everything out, put everything back. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had this cleaner. Oh, I didn't, so now I know everything that's under the kitchen sink. I found a bag in my closet, a Walmart bag, where I kept our gloves and winter hats, because I was looking for my dustbuster charger. I don't have a vacuum cleaner. I have a dustbuster. So I have to vacuum my entire apartment with a dustbuster. So I do it a room at a time, because it's hard on, well, I'm not going to complain. I do it a room at a time. But anyway, I found this bag of gloves and I went through it, and it brought tears to my eyes, because I found Sky's gardening gloves that he used when he wired bonsai trees. So I had a moment, and I found the hat that I bought him at this local store that was completely fur lined. It was so warm. He loved that hat in the wintertime. And I totally forgot about the hat and glove bag. So I went through that. I put my gloves in my drawer, and I put his stuff in the keepsake bureau that I have stand, the keepsake stand. Right, babe? I'm looking at his picture. You're so stinking handsome. He's so stinking handsome. So that was two things I cleaned out. Then I went in the bathroom, took everything out from underneath the bathroom sink, wiped down the shelf, and put everything back. Like, made sure I knew what I had, put everything in order. Then, what else did I do? This morning, while I was waiting for the visiting nurse that didn't show up, I went in my linen closet and I took everything out of the linen closet, went through all the baskets and buckets and all that, and I reorganized, and I threw some things away that were not needed, got rid of them, reorganized, and put everything back up on the shelves so that I know what I have. Like, every once in a while you have to go through your stuff because you don't remember what you have, right? Then you go out and buy it again and you have like 14 rolls of tape. So I got that done. What else did I do? What else did I go through? I still have to go through Sky's toolboxes, his toolboxes. I want to try to get 2 toolboxes combined into one, and then just his drill. He has a drill in a case, the toolbox and the drill in the case without the tote. I want to get rid of the tote. It just seemed like there was underneath one of my tables in my bedroom, I have little baskets. One of them has all of the nail cutting stuff, so I went through all that. And the other one has like odds and ends, like my stapler, my Scotch tape, a ruler, some pens, some, all that stuff. So I went through all that, made sure everything was all neat and everything was in its place. And I pushed those things back underneath the table. And then I went through my clothing drawers real quick because I knew what was in there and everything's good. And so I think I looked in this closet. There's nothing there. I looked in the closet in the back bedroom. That's cleaned out now. The only thing I have are the toolboxes. And what else? I have 2 plastic bins that I've gone through a couple times. And I could go through them again just to give me something to do. And I have a cardboard box. I have to get the step ladder and I have to get up on the top step because on the top shelf in the corner of my bedroom is a cardboard box that has Sky's medical records back from 2015 when he first got the flu and pneumonia. And so I want to pull that box down and I want to put all of his medical records that are in his file box in that box so that all of his medical stuff is together in that box. And I could probably cut that box down so that it's lower and easier for me to handle. And then like that's it. Then in a couple weeks, I'll do it all over again because I'm just looking for things to do. I'm trying to think like if anything big happened. Like I didn't get anything fantastic in the mail. I didn't get any updates or letters or anything telling me this, that, or the other. I told you guys that I went to my first widower meeting on Monday evening. I don't know if I'll go back. A lot of it's not the meeting. The meeting was great. It's the driving for me. If I had a ride, like that would be perfect. And then tomorrow, if it happens, I have my 1-hour phone grief talk. Like I can call up and talk with other people who've lost someone. And then that's it. Then my week's done. So what my week I thought was going to be super busy. I got the counselor, got the visiting nurse, got the teleconference grief thing. And what was Monday? Monday I went to CVS. I got my script. That happened. Counseling didn't. The nurse didn't. And tomorrow I probably will call because it'll give me something to do for an hour. And I just called the compassionate care line because I started to cry. I'm finding the little things that are going wrong or aren't happening are hitting me harder now that Sky is dead. Like they're hitting me harder. Like I'm not coping with even like the littler things. I don't feel like I'm coping well. And also something that I'm noticing is hitting me harder is going out. Like I went to the corner store, but then coming back, I'm dreading coming back in the apartment because I know there's no one here. And I would go out to the corner store and Sky would say, "Do you have your phone?" And he would say, "Sugar, be careful going down the steps. Like, be careful walking down the steps." And he would say, be careful, come back to me because I need you. And I would give him a kiss and a hug and I would go. And I would tell him what time it was. I'd have him look at the clock and then I would write on the board how long I felt I would be so that he could check the time. And then when I would come home and I'd open the door and I'd say, "Babe, it's me," he'd say, "Oh, it's so good to see you again." He always said that to me. "So good to see you again." Because he believes in a lot of lives, and he believes that he knew me. He most likely knew me in another life. He doesn't know what life or what form I took, but the very first thing he ever said to me when we met face to face was, "It's good to see you again." I said, "Have you seen me?" And he said, "In one of my lives I did." So like, he so knows he's lived many lives. So I know he's living a life. Like, he's alive somewhere. I know. That went down. Not this way, but that way. Don't you hate when that happens? Don't you hate when that happens? Okay, anyway. So, yeah, I went to the corner store, grabbed a couple things. Nothing spectacular. I needed paper towel, toilet paper. I got the castor oil because I want my neck to, you know, behave itself. I picked up some blackberries, some blueberries, and some strawberries. It was buy two, get one free. And a couple other little things. So I'm good for a while. The bills are paid. There's no like big things going on, you know. I think I showed you guys the purple turtle. Did I show the purple turtle? Because see, I do videos and then I delete them. So I think I said in one of my videos I was getting a package. But then I don't know if I showed you. I'm stuck. I don't know if I showed you what it was. It's a purple turtle. If I already showed this, don't just ignore this purple. But look how cute. Look at that cute little purple turtle. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turtles. 5 turtles there. And I got a turtle poster. It's small, but it tells all the different kinds of turtles. Yeah. And over here, I wrote on this board, the new journey. This is where I have Yaz's cards that I pick every morning. I come out when I'm fixing my tea, I read my card. And the Dalai Lama. Sky had pictures of Dalai Lama everywhere, so I've just kept them. So I'm doing okay some of the time, and I'm doing not okay most of the time, or something like that. It's hard to hear other people's stories too. And I was just watching on YouTube. If anybody watched the Pog family, Sarah and Josh, and Sarah died August 1st of last year. She had cancer. And then Jenny Apple died, what was it, like about 6 months ago, like November 1st or something like that, right? But Josh has moved forward, and he met a woman who's a widow and has kids, and he's in a relationship. And it's been 9 months. Let's see, June, July, 9 months. The mailman's coming up the steps. Okay, you hear that? I got mail. I got mail. And yeah, so he's in a relationship, and it's 9 months right now, which means he was in a relationship prior to 9 months. Now here's the thing with losing someone and grief and your time frame. Everybody's time frame is different for everything. Some people stay in a deep grief and deep loss for the rest of their lives. They never start dating again. They never meet someone just to go out for lunch and coffee. They never think about getting remarried. Like, that's it. They found their person passed away. That's it, they stay alone. Some people, it takes 2, 3, 4 years. Some people 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, and move forward. And I think a lot of it might depend on if you have children, if you're trying to work full time, if you're trying to balance more things. That did come into my mind. There's a deep loneliness that hits you when you lose your person. And I'm 2.5 months-ish in, I'm 10 plus weeks in, and that's new and raw and fresh, as people tell me. But it feels like it was a year ago. What's with all the sounds? The lady knocked on the door that just brought the flowers, which I love the lady and the flowers, thank you. The nurse was supposed to show up, didn't show up. Then the mailman just came up the steps. But I feel like I'm hearing sounds outside the door. And I have my inside door open. And most people I've noticed along here don't keep their inside door open. They keep everything closed up. I'm not sure why. I guess they're just afraid someone's going to just walk in the door. But I don't know. So I'm trying to think if there was anything more that happened. I went to CVS. I got my metoprolol, which is my heart medicine. I got a notice from CVS this morning and it said, hey, Poet, some of your medicines we can do for 90 days. Do you want us to do 90 days? And I said, yes, even though they're already doing the 2 medicines that they can do 90 days. They're already doing them 90 days. So I'm not sure why they asked. I don't think they can do, well, they can't do my Ativan 90 days because there's only 2 refills and that's 60 days. So they can't do that. But the other 2 medicines, because my omeprazole is now off my chart. I don't even have it on my chart. Omeprazole is a real heavy duty stomach medicine. So that happened with CVS. And I think other than that, like there's nothing happening. I was going to sign up for Hulu. I was checking Hulu, $7.99 a month if you take the package that has the ads. I don't mind ads. I don't care about an ad. Because it has TLC, it has the Discovery Channel, I believe. And I think there was one other channel that I really like. And they have a free month. First month is free. So I'm still rolling that around, Hulu, because I think the price is decent. If I can pay by the month, I don't want them hitting me with like, oh, pick the whole year, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to put $79 or $80 on my credit card. I'm having a little trouble breathing. I'm having a little trouble with my anxiety is more heightened. I did eat a little bit today. And if I didn't talk to you directly about the whole water thing, I might have, I might not have. I know I commented. I thanked you for your opinion. And most importantly, Betty, I want to thank you for the love that you have for me, because you're always looking out for me. And I appreciate that. But I'm good. I'm good. Like, I know my water intake. My body knows my water intake. And my body is so used to 70 ounces of water a day. The rule of thumb, if you Google it, is drink half your weight. So 70 ounces would mean I should weigh 140 pounds. Of course, we all know I don't weigh 140 pounds. I actually weigh about 91 pounds now, which means I've put on 3 or 4 pounds, which is a good thing. And so I should be drinking, according to the rule of thumb, like 45 or 50 ounces of fluid. But my body across the board is so used to this amount of water that I've drank for so long that I drink it. And I think it's really good for my skin, and I think it's really good for my nails, and for all of my internal organs. The water dilutes everything, And as far as my appetite is just shitty right now. It's just shitty. meals are not a thing. I've said this before, meals are not a thing. I'm not going to go out there and cook something for me. And if I buy something in the freezer section that's supposed to be a meal, it's going to be like $5. It's going to taste like cardboard. So I'm better off. I picked up some Bartlett pears. Yesterday I got string cheese, mozzarella string cheese, individual. So I got some string cheese in there. I've got some strawberries. I've got some blueberries. And I have some yogurt. And so I graze. I just graze along. I don't even know what a meal is at this point. What am I? I think I'm fooling myself. I'm trying to fool myself into believing he's not gone. Like he's just going to come walking in. Whether it's that I can't emotionally face the fact that he's gone, because then I know that everything is on me and I've got to figure out what to do with the rest of my life, and I'm almost 65. Or what the deal is, but I keep being told it gets easier, it gets gentler, it gets softer. Like, that's what I'm told. Some days I will have hours where I'm like, I feel pretty good. Meaning I'm not crying, I'm not throwing myself on the floor, I'm not bawling my eyes out, I'm not carrying his ashes around. And then other days I'm bawling and crying, throwing myself on the floor, carrying his ashes around. I just saw a video. There's a girl I watch, and her husband and her dad went to Scotland for her dad's birthday. And all Sky talked about was taking me to Ireland and Scotland. That was his thing. I'm going to get you to Ireland and Scotland. That didn't happen. I did his Duolingo this morning, and I was so proud of me. And I was telling him I got his daily streak, which every day I get his daily streak. We were doing a friend's quest, so it's you pick a person, and you have to do 45 quests in 4 days between the two of you, and then you get 100 gems. And so I did, out of the 45, I did 32 of the quests out of the 45. And I did all 3 of his quests, which were pretty darn hard, because one of the quests was fix 10 of your mistakes. Now, he's at a level at Duolingo that I am not. I'm like way up here at like, let's see here. Hamigari tea, España, which is I am wanting tea and milk, or Hamigari tea le baña. I would like tea with milk, let's see, Kanya Salin, Piapa, Blasta. No. Kanya Salin, Piapa, Skrisel, which is salt and pepper are not nasty or awful. I'm like in that spot. I'm not like way down where he was. So it was fix 10 mistakes. I had to write some of them down on paper, because I kept making the same mistake over and over again, because they're like these long sentences. And he would know it. But I got through it. and I got his quest for that. And then the other one was do your next 3 lessons, which means I have to keep moving forward where he was. And man, it takes a while. So I have this envelope full of scrap paper. And so I pulled out the envelope and my pen, and the ones that I'm like, okay, got to write this down. But over time, like 1 or 2 words will stick, you know. So I was proud of me. It popped up and it said, Sky, you've earned 276 XPs. This is the most XPs you've earned in one day. And I'm like, way to go, Sky. There are things I wish I could tell him, but he knows because he's floating around, right? He's floating around somewhere. I just needed to talk. I should do a live. I should just set up the live and see what happens. And if it's just totally awful, I can just delete it, right? If like nobody comes on or I totally screw it up. Because then I could just talk for an hour. If whoever pops on and talks with me, it would give me somebody to talk to. That's why I'm so, like, I love Erin with the fact that she's just puts herself out there. I can't get a dang podcast going because of my whole email debacle. I can't, it's a whole email thing. So I'm going to go. I have a little bit of coffee. I'm going to go check my mail and see if I got anything good. But that's what's going on. 31 minutes of she's still here and she's trying. So I am 72 days post-death, post-moving on to another life. And 72 days into my new journey, where I am figuring out me, and I'm figuring out what I'm able to do on my own, totally alone, decisions I'm making on my own, totally alone. And yeah, that's 72 days worth of stuff I've been doing totally alone. And I'm getting it done. Like, got the car serviced, made the phone calls, all the bills are paid, there's food in the fridge, like, things are done. There's gas in the car, you know. I'm getting things done. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you. I am still talking to God on a regular basis. I have him on speed dial, and I'm just yakking away, and he's listening. And like, so I thank a couple of my YouTube people who have encouraged me in the God path, which has really helped me to stay on solid footing when I feel like I'm falling horribly. So I'll see you tomorrow or later, or I don't know.